Hey guys, my name is Mysca and welcome to Overwatch Central. In today's video I wanted to talk about Moira references, so we're gonna be going through sprays, highlight intros, some skins and other stuff here and there. It should be really cool, so we're just gonna get started straight away with the sprays. Going from the top to bottom with sprays, we have the first couple ones, which is this Cell one here and the Erlenmeyer spray. Now these two both have this face in it that may look very familiar. That's right, this is a hint to Reaper's face and the creation of Reaper as we know him today, as Moira, as we saw in her origin story video, made Reaper into what he is today, and that is why we see his face in this Cell spray and the Erlenmeyer flask spray. So it's just sort of a hint towards that past of Moira and that history that she has with Blackwatch and Gabriel Reyes. Next up we have another spray, which is this facepalm spray. It may look very familiar to you, and that is because it is a reference to the very well-known Captain Picard facepalm picture. That's sort of a meme, I guess you could say. It's just a picture that tends to be captioned a bit here and there. It's been around for quite a while, obviously, but yeah, it's a reference to that Captain Picard facepalm that we all know, in case that wasn't obvious to you already. Alright, next up we have the orb spray. Now this one I'm not quite sure about, but it has similarities with the poster of the movie Labyrinth. There might be another hint or another reference in here that I'm not quite getting. It's not the exact same framing, etc., and the post is kind of generic, so it might not be a reference to the Labyrinth movie poster, but I thought I'd mention it as it kind of looks like it to me. But hey, it could be something else. Let me know in the comments below if you know what this reference might be, if you don't think it is the Labyrinth movie poster. Next up we had the plotting spray. Now this is definitely a reference to Gendo Ikari, a character from the anime Evangelion. The post in the spray versus the image is just way too similar for it not to be. I had this one pointed out to me and just googled and reverse image searched until I found out exactly what it was. There are some more sort of anime references that I'm gonna be going through, and I may get some of the details wrong because I don't watch anime myself, but I'm just gonna keep going through them, and I'm sure you guys will call me out in the comments if I get anything wrong. Alright, so next up we have what I think is a Dragon Ball reference. I'm pretty sure it has to be, at least. Just because the spray is called Power Level, and it's drawn in just such a way that is way too Dragon Ball-esque. I really like the look of this spray just already though. I think it's a pretty cool spray, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Dragon Ball reference, as Power Level is a term we all know from Dragon Ball. Moving on though, we have another sort of anime spray, and this is the Self-Experiment spray, which is a reference to Akira, an older film from about 1988, I believe, in which the character Tetsuo creates a prosthetic arm in the scene pictured here. This is not really a super well-known film, but it seems like an artist at Blizzard at least really likes that movie. The pose here is nearly identical to Moira's, and the spray is just overall definitely a reference to this. It kinda has to be. It's way too similar for it not to be. Though I've seen some Naruto fans around the Overwatch community say that the spray could also be a reference to a part in which character Kabuto Yakushi is injecting another character's blood into himself. You can see it pictured here, but I still feel like the Akira reference is just way too similar for it not to be the main one, at least. Alright, next up we have the Sigil spray. This one's been pointed out by a lot of people already. It pairs with Mercy spray and creates an Overwatch and Blackwatch logo combination in one with Mercy on the left and Moira on the right, and it's just a really cool Easter egg, but it has been discussed already quite a lot on Reddit and on Twitter and other places, but I wanted to include it here just to get all of them in here. Alright, we're done with sprays now actually, and we actually have a highlight intro. It's the Coalescence highlight intro, which is kind of Kamehameha-esque and another potential Dragon Ball reference. I wanted to include it because it just seemed a little bit too Dragon Ball-esque for it not to be. But hey, that might just be me seeing things at this point. I don't even know anymore. Alright, to finish off all of these anime and manga references though, we have a final Moira reference to Naruto, or I feel like it is at least a reference to Naruto, and it's actually just her style of run. If you look at her run here, it's kind of a Naruto run. I know. Anyway, with that out of the way, we have the Glam skin next. This is a legendary skin for Moira, and it is of course a reference to David Bowie with a very similar look to Ziggy Stardust, a character that David Bowie made famous and that was kind of considered his alter ego. Glam is the name of the skin, at least due to the connection with glam rock. But yeah, a really cool skin. I really like this. I like the fact that they just sort of acknowledge the similarities with David Bowie. I imagine that Moira was put together first, and then someone just pointed out that, hey, oh, this kind of looks like David Bowie actually. And then they made this Glam legendary skin to just sort of complete that reference reference. Right, moving on though, we have one final thing, and it's actually a sort of reference to another thing in the Overwatch universe. It's a screenshot from the origin story video that I took, and it got me thinking about the Masquerade comic that featured the same characters kinda, or at least some of them, around a table and just in the comic. And Moira was actually in this comic. She was in the Masquerade comic way back when. I think this was released in July. But yeah, she's just in the picture there at the table in the background towards the end of the video and towards the end of the comic as well. So already back then we actually had a glimpse at the upcoming hero, which I thought was kinda interesting. Sure, you couldn't really tell if it was a new hero or if it was gonna be a noteworthy character at all, but yeah, there she was. Alright, that wraps up the video pretty much. That is it for all of the Moira references that I found. I've gone through them so many times, so I think this is actually all of them. There might be some things here and there that might remind you of other stuff, similar to the Coalescence highlight intro that I mentioned, but hey, I'm not sure if those really count as references. Anyway, do comment below if you find any more, but I think this is pretty much all of them. Thank you very much for watching, and do like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Overwatch content as per usual, of course. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you then.